And hello, everyone, and welcome back to Total War Rome 2. And we are back on the settlement of Tarsus. Any longtime watcher of my channel knows that Tarsus might be my favorite map in the game. It's just a fun map. We've got ourselves, I think it's a 3v3. Yeah. No, I don't remember. Let's see, Parthia, Galatia, Carthage. It's a 4v4. There you go. 4v4. I know how to count. I just honestly forgot. Usually I write down the names, and I just realized that I forgot to write them down. So, we're just going to go over the factions. We'll see the names at the end. So we've got Tylus for defenders. We got Pergamon, Seleucid, and Nervii. For the attackers, we have got Galatia. I know that I'm playing Galatia. I know that much. We've got Parthia, we've got Carthage, and we have Macecily as the attackers. So pretty standard approach here, okay? So typically, the most common attack on Tarsus is along this little, thrusted out area of the map, mostly because it's really hard to defend this area. So what tends to happen is the defenders fall back out of it, giving the attackers a pretty easy way into the settlement, which I've always, never been a big fan of allowing the attackers just a free foothold into the settlement. But on this map, it's really hard not to. When you defend things like up here and up here, you deal with the cross angle for archers, and also you tend to deal with what they're still going to have to deal with, and that is a crossfire of artillery. But artillery is much more painful in this area. Once you get back to this area, this is the extreme range of the artillery. So in the end, when you're back here, the artillery is a little less impactful. There's also a lot more room and space for you to spread out your troops so you don't get hit as hard by the artillery. This area up here is just a very, very hard place to hold. I have rarely come on the occasion where I remember there was one game where the attackers didn't bring any artillery. Well, at that point, if there's no artillery for the attackers, then they cannot punish you for stacking up all of your units, together. With artillery, you don't want to do that for the obvious reason that there's more people to kill. So, bring artillery. Make sure you have something that can at least punish the attack or the defenders for stacking up units and such. Watch, the players in this game are going to give me so much shit for forgetting to check their names. Like, wow, I was in your game and you just completely forgot to mention me. Bleh. I'm sorry. I do apologize. I do know that this is an in-house. I think I remember seeing Mr. Bubbles. I think Grey Wolf was in the game. I'm trying to remember. I give up. It's fine. Got a bunch of Galatian swords coming over to the right, but we also have Galatian swords up on the wall. Gonna try and probably throw some javies down here. This area over here can be a little bit tough because typically you want to try and have stuff come over to kind of exploit this area or come over here to shoot into the backs. But that's really hard to do, mostly because of this wall right here, and then obviously because the defenders tend to sally out and prevent you from doing so. This is also, I will forewarn you, this is an old battle. Lately, most of the replays I've been doing, I've been going into my replay list and kind of just digging through old battles and checking them out. First of all, mostly the reason I've been doing this is because I've been clearing out battles that I forget to delete after I've covered them. And then I find replays. I'm like, yeah, let's do this one. A lot of times I may not do a replay just because, maybe I've recently done the map or, you know, maybe the time is a little longer than I want to do. I try not to do a lot of really long battles all in a row, you know what I mean? Hour long, 55, 57, you know, those are super long battles. So sometimes I try to, you know, if I look and I see it's like an hour long battle, full 60-minute, I just won't do it at that point in time. I'll hold on to the battle to possibly do later on. And this is later on. Right now, the most recent battles I've been doing have all been, you know, battles have been laying around, you know. And I know that the Discord has a ton in the replay drop. By the way, guys, if you want to get a replay done, that's the best way to do it. If you're not in the Discord, check the Discord link in the description. Within the Discord, there's a replay drop folder for people to put battles in if they want it done. I can't promise that they will be done. A lot of times, especially if I don't know your name, I may not give you much priority on it just because I don't know what quality of battle it's going to be. But once again, if you want it done, that's the best way to do it. And also, don't forget that if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We recently, in the last couple months, hit 4,000 subs, and right now we're at like 4,148 subs or something like that. I'd like to hit 5,000 in the next couple months, and the only way I can do that is with you guys. So, like I said, hit that subscribe button. I also want to ask, I put out a post in the community, on the community tab. People on the East Coast, specifically relatively near to the DC area, leave a comment in the comment section. I'm trying to get an idea of how many people I've got over in that area. And if you are, like I said, leave a comment, and then keep an eye out for some upcoming announcements on the channel that are relevant to that question. So, like I said, make sure to, if you are in that relative area, make sure to leave that comment. This is a dirty... So, honestly, if I was the attackers, I would probably... Or the defenders, I would let them have this little area right here. You know, you're kind of keeping them in a spot where the archers don't have the greatest angle. While if they were attacking here, the archers would have a really good angle at them. Just a thought. Got, what are these, Gallic Hunters for the defenders. Now, what's happening over here with Carthage is you can see that he's been bringing his archers over here to try and shoot into the backs of this defense here. And it's a good idea because really there's not a whole lot that the defenders can do about it. They could probably put some slingers up here, but the slingers, if they're focused down, obviously are going to die. The closest gate is all the way over here, so it would be really hard for the defenders to send like a cav unit out and try and deal with this. So you can see they right now have only got one archer over here. They're right now not using it. They're not shooting yet, so holding on to that ammunition. The rest of the Carthaginian archers, so we got one. Oh, over here. 2, 3. Oh, this is a Balearic. Okay, so there's 2 archers and a Balearic. Got it. They are probably trying... They probably came over... Yeah, they kicked away the Gallic Hunters. And you can see that over here, this attack has basically just been paused for the moment. This area over here, like I was describing earlier in the battle, it's a really, really difficult spot. Now, because we have been able to finally get this corner down, that prevents them from doing what they were doing earlier and putting that Javi up on the wall to Javi us in the back. And it also means that we can actually kind of slip into the control zone of the gate right here, so that then we can push through the gate if we want to. So getting this corner is it's pretty big, important part of the plan. I do also see some hillmen from Parthia set up in the back over here. We do have a siege tower set there. Just kind of taking a look over. You can see Masacely finally bringing in some of the big hitters. Got Desert Legionaries coming in. Let's get in cinematic mode here. Then you can see more coming in over here. Looks like Nervii taking the forefront of the defense, or at least in this moment. Yeah, so we got Celtic Warriors going up against Desert Legionaries, Celtic Warriors, and Hillmen at the moment. Here we go. Now we've got a renewed advance on the other side. Galatian Swords fighting Galatian Swords. Archers, my archers getting beat up here. We got Gallic Hunters, and we've got Syrians over on the right. Gotta be careful there. Got Cav here. And then looks like he was just setting up the tower to block the tower here, the siege tower to block the wall tower. Now we got Parthian Swords coming up to help. Getting some good jabbies off there. On the left, looks like Tylos actually pushing into Masacely. Interesting, a bit more aggressive here by the defenders. Typically you would see Masacely probably attacking there, but over here you could say they push them all the way back here, and they've got Masacely kind of bottled up in that spot. Carthage off on the left here. He's got 2 Libyan infantries set up on towers, and a Mercenary Samnite outside. So he does have options here to expose the flank if he wants to. It'll just come down to situational stuff, whether or not, would it even be worth dropping those Libyan infantry onto the wall. The main attack, as you can see, is obviously down the center. It looks like we're trying to gain more ground here to thus allow us a bit more ability to support the other 2 sides. 46 kills, 57 kills, 156, nicely done. Oh, little bastard. Agema Spears, jabbing my Syrian archers. Rude. Got Fierce Swords in the mix. I like seeing some Fierce Swords in. Fierce Swords are a extremely high shock type infantry, very high charge bonus, but very low armor, so they really don't like arrows. That's why a lot of people tend to not bring them, is because they are very susceptible to ranged fire, and that could be a bit rough. So Fierce Swords, you tend to see, when you get Nervii, a lot of people go really heavy on things like Oathsworn, Agema Spears, more Galatian Swords. So they are sending more reinforcements over to the right-hand side of the attack. We got some Thorax Swords, Agema Spears. And I don't think I've committed any of my Galatian Legionaries yet. I think I've only committed Galatian Swords at this point. I mean, it's Galatia. With the large funds Galatia, you can pretty easily get, I think it's 7 Galatian Legionaries, 7 Galatian Swords. That's the thing about Galatia. It doesn't have a high tier, so it honestly gets a little worse as you get to higher funds, especially with the rules we play with having like a max 7. Sometimes some people do a max 8 of 1 unit. Galatia is a bit hurt by that because they can only take so many Galatian Legionaries, and chevrons only do so much, you know what I mean? I got some tribal warriors moving over. More tribal warriors. Here we go. Got the big guns coming in. Us attackers, we've already started using some of our big units, our Desert Legionaries, Desert Cohorts, but the defenders have not used a whole lot of their high tier, or not high, but better units. So, like your tribal warriors and Thorax, they've used a lot of their lower tier units so far. Here we go. Okay, so they've dropped. So Libyan infantry dropping off the towers. Wonder if he's just going to come in and support the attack. Tyla's falling back in 2 points. He's falling back here, and then he fell back out of there. Parthian swords charging in onto Megima spears. Megima spears 51 kills. Looks like they used quite a bit of their ammo. Just kind of scrolling around here. The tribals, honestly, almost not even in combat. Look at this. They're kind of just standing there. Parthian swords, honestly, seem to be getting some free hits in on the tribals. I don't know how this Desert Legion, how big is this unit? Okay, so he just snuck through the middle. 16-man unit. Okay, we got the Syrians from Seleucid up now. A little bit of an archer fight here between Galatia and Seleucid. And Galatian Legionaries now committed too. 63 kills. Galatian swords are going to lose that fight in the end. The Game of Spears, they'll do a little bit better. There you go. Beautiful volley. Drop it, drop it, drop it. Not too many kills. Oh, there's a couple. Okay. I was like, okay, so not very many kills. Thorax kind of just marching off back to the center. It's a pretty heavy push here by Carthage. Carthage is committing to this attack right now. Got Samnite. Oh my gosh, Samnite War is 213 kills with 2 chevrons. This is a slightly fresher Libyan infantry. 90 kills, 112 men, so doing pretty good there. Parthian foot archers set up. Cretan archers set up. Celtic slingers are gone. Gallics are, yeah, they're hiding back here. I was going to say they're probably hiding somewhere over here, and they are. Another fierce sword. So let's take a look at the tactical map here. So red, obviously, is the defenders. Yellow is the attackers. So you can see the line being held here, here, and here, and here. So basically a 4-front attack, but the main assault obviously is happening down the center. In the end, obviously, the point is back here. This is a pretty stout attack on this side as well. Actually switched out the Galatian Legionaries for a Galatian sword. And they're still getting shot. Is that the slingers shooting at them? They're active, so we got to watch that. They'll be pretty tired soon. Heavy Numidian skirmishers have a kill, actually. A lot of troop movements happening here. Look at that. A lot of units now moving. Is that a fallback? I don't know, because the other two sides don't seem to be, so I'm going to assume it's not a fallback. Kind of looked like that for a moment. It's kind of a mosh pit here. You can see a lot of Masacely units. Honestly, the line for the defenders looks a little weak. I mean, 132, 67, 129. Celtic Warrior just broke. I guess it's all right. It's not too bad. some of the units look so similar to each other that it could be a little hard discerning exactly which unit is which. Oh, that's right. I noticed that earlier. I've got a Scorpion. It's got 3 kills. I'm not even sure what I'm shooting at. Looks like I might be shooting at the other Scorpion. Yep, that's what it looks like. Not sure if that's the best target. This his has 179 kills. Yeah, they have really reinforced the center now. I mean, look at all these units that are up here now. Over on this side, this is starting to get a little less sure. Looks like my units seem to be making some pretty solid ground. There are quite a bit of reinforcements, so it's not like it's falling, you know, epically or anything. Gotta be careful. Cataphract's chasing off the citizen cab, but got a Celtic slinger up here, or not Celtic, but just a regular slinger up here that is probably going to start shooting those Cataphracts. Tribals, 14 kills, 74 kills, 147 kills. Sam Knights at 58, 72. I like the Sam Knight shields. I've always been a big fan of that. Yeah, Sam Knights look really good. Cretan Archers have moved up, as well as the Parthian Foots. Wonder, what are they seeing? Like, they moved up like they were after something. Any targets? So one is targeting the... Okay, so we got a couple different units targeting the front line. Looks like 1, 2, 3 of the archers, but this one is not. Not sure it's the greatest angle, but... Galatian Swords, they're not going to like those archers very much. Look at the Fierce Swords! Oh my gosh, there's so many of them! Got 1, 2, 3 Fierce Swords. Ah, you can hear that Scorpion shooting. I finally picked a better target than their Scorpion. Saw these really bunched up Fierce Swords. That's a good target. Good job, you finally learn. And I think he noticed it. He's moving. Yeah, look at that. Oh, this is a fallback. Look at this. Look at this. Wow, big fallback. Nervii moving back. You got Pergamon moving back. More Nervii. Actually, it seems... Yeah, there's Pergamon. There's the rest of it. Okay. Seleucid does not seem to be moving. Thorough Spears. There they go. Now Seleucid is going. They must have not been confident on one of their positions. The betting it was probably over here. This didn't look the greatest. And over here was looking a little slim too. The center seemed to have been holding relatively well, but obviously if either of these fails, then the center is no longer a viable defense, obviously. Now, the trap that happens in this map. First of all, let's see. We got Hillman. What are the Hillmen doing? Okay, they're getting on the thing now, but he definitely ran this too late, because obviously you could see all the units coming back to the point, so there will be no back cap here. With all those units, it's impossible. What I was saying earlier, the trap with Tarsus is the size of it, okay? So you got to remember that this is the normal attack here, right? There is a long way between here and the point. It's a very long way. So when the defenders begin to fall back, attackers make a really bad mistake of just Well, okay, let's move up. Okay, move this here. Let's go. Okay, let's do this. Slow. Okay, set our stuff up. And what they forget is that the time that it takes for them to get from the front all the way back here, it takes forever, guys. And so a lot of time is wasted on the transition from this over to this. And it is a very common thing that tends to happen on this map. In this map, when the defenders fall back, you need to go. You gotta kick it in high gear, because if you don't, you're gonna waste way too much time just walking along, and you're gonna run out of time. On this map, you need that time, so keep it running. Now, I'm interested because a lot of Nervii was a lot of what was left, and a lot of them were those Fierce Swords. Fierce Swords are not a, here, let me hold this spot type of thing. You know what I mean? They are the kind of unit that is very aggressive. And so it's going to be interesting, because this area typically is a kind of a hold and grind fight, not usually a super aggressive one. So I'm interested to see how it's going to work with such an aggressive unit tied up in such a small defensive area. So it's going to be interesting. We're going to find out, because I literally don't remember. Yeah, I honestly don't remember at all. You can see what we've been trying to do is harass them with our cavalry as we're moving forward, basically trying to slow down some of their units as much as we possibly can. Wonder, I hope that didn't kill my general. It doesn't look like it. Now, the other problem we're going to have to deal with, obviously, is going to be, because there's such a distance between, point A to B, it can take a, it could tire out your units quite a bit. You can see most of my units are winded or tired. But we're trying to get this assault going as fast as possible, which means we definitely need to get our units pushing on the other objectives as fast as possible. Got both two calves over here. Parthian, Hillman dropping down on the wall and basically just gonna neutralize that. It also allows them to kill the ballista, so there's no issues there. Targeting Megalatian Legionaries, rude. Thorax Sword, breaking, or wavering at least. The Gema Spear has taken his position. That's a bit of a weird, advance there. Now, the thing about the ballistas, the Gema Spears is that I think did they go square formation? No, but they're in a formation that's keeping them just right here, and Misasely is able to sneak right around them. Once again, though, we really need to get this moving. Not specifically my units or anything, but, somebody's units needs to be pushing aggressively. You can see Misasely and Parthia kind of dealing with this unit here. So, we obviously can't see everything, but we could see quite a bit of Nervii, a little bit of Pergamon. Pergamon's got, what, 6 units it looks like. Tylus, honestly, it doesn't look like there's a lot of Tylus left, but he could have units that we can't see, maybe. Seleucid, 1-2. Seleucid looks pretty healthy as well, so they actually have a lot here. So, there's a lot to get through. A lot of stuff to grind through here. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. And the cavalry, and we really need to get good use out of that cav. And with this little box that they're now defending, I don't know how we're going to do it. So myself and Masacely have a good aggressive push happening. And it looks like Masacely is now going to begin the attack on the other side. 126 and 126, 127. Look at that. Almost even. 71, 87. Archers, they're doing okay. Oathsworn. I wonder, okay, so Gallic Hunters are up here. I was going to say I was wondering if they've got anything up top, which they do, and that can be really annoying, especially with the Gallic Hunter, because they have their stock ability. It can make it really hard for archers on the ground to get a consistent archer fight going, but obviously the Syrians are better, so they should be able to trade okay. The Gemospheres are going to be such a pain to grind through, man. And so typically we see a pretty hard line right here, but they are holding pretty far out. I wonder, they could be just trying to get some better angles possibly. Over here, looks like Carthage is going to probably take this side. They need to be worried. They need to be careful about this. I don't know how much archer ammo they've got left, but if there's any archers that the defenders put up here, they can do pretty good damage down into that attack. Desert Cohort getting swarmed. Holy crap. Oathsworn, Thorax, and Tribal Warriors all just swarming this one unit. Definitely need to get another unit in there to stop that, and they don't have one to throw in, it doesn't look like. The Desert Cohort and the Galatian Sword are winning this overall combat, but it's taking a lot of time. Once again, typically this area of the match is a grind fest. It is, can you grind through the enemy fast enough? It's not usually, do you have enough troops to do so? Because usually you do, if they've fallen up back like this. Usually the attackers have quite a bit more troops. The question is, do you have enough time to grind through theirs? Thorax. Then we got Galatian Swords, Gemosphere General, which is fresh. He hasn't even thrown anything, it looks like. Gemosphere is coming up to the front. Oathsworn pretty hurt, actually. 73 out of 160. Or no, 83 out of 160 with 73 kills, excuse me. Thracian Warriors getting over into some heavy Numidian skirmishers, but the Hillmen, looks like they're going to put a stop to it. Got a lot of Hillmen left from Parthia. He's got some Parthian swords too, which are they're okay. They're fine-ish, kind of. They're basically a thorax with a little bit different stats. They're not as heavy as thorax swords are. Pretty sure Parthian swords are a heavy, while thorax are a very heavy. Yeah. Still got a decent amount of Glacial Legionaries, though, and Scorpion moving up, trying to get in position. Scorpion takes a while. I don't know why I've got 2 Glacial Legionaries sitting in the back. 3! What are they doing? Why are you sitting back here? I don't know. I honestly, the only thing I can guess, you could see all the commands being given. The only thing I can guess is that I got so focused on trying to break through this that I wasn't paying attention to moving the rest of my army forward, and units got left. Got a little bit of a sneak through. Now, he's going to go into the back, but I almost wonder if it might be better to hit one of these units to keep them pinned in place so another unit can then come in. It also might help a little bit with the Javies. You're falling back again? Why? I'm not sure I specifically understand this, but they're falling back again. They have plenty of troops that can hold these 3 choke points. But it looks like they're going to fall back to 1, 2. Well, except that they're sending one in here. Gallic Hunters, I mean, what are they? Do they have their swords out? Nope, they still have ammo. Syrians, I bet they've still got ammo. Oh yeah, I mean 15 kills, 46 kills. It's going to be interesting because they've got quite a bit of ammunition. Slingers are 254, wow. But no chevron on them. Interesting. $71 men left, so the Game of Spirit is going to break. It's just getting rid of him, you know. But once again, we need to get in there very quickly. In those 3 units. God. Honestly, I'm wasting way too much time on this unit. Really need to be just sneaking units around it to begin the attack here. It's a little bit, that's a bit of a mistake on my part. What do we say? I saw some Gallic Hunters up here, but it looked like it was a pretty small unit. Greek Scorpion, yeah, it's just the crew. It's out of ammo. Slinger still here still has ammo. 156 kills, and he's still slinging away. I don't know. Is he going for the Scorpion? Yeah, it's going for the Scorpion because I just dropped it. Trying to use my Slingers to kick him off of that little perch there. But it's hard. It's not a great angle for me. Great angle for him, though. Look at that. A beautiful angle. Same thing here with the Javelins. This is a hard part when you get into these last second things, is that you really just, it's time, man. It honestly ends up making you, as the attacker, have to rush into bad attacks, right? Bad strategies, because you're rushing, you're just trying to get through, right? And you can't just like, okay, set up here, move this, go do this, because that all adds up to time. And it's tough. It's tough. You know. Yeah, Carthage is attacking, but this really needs to pick. It needs to pick it up. Like, go, go, go. Parthia sending up Hill. Okay, so he's sending up Hillman to try and absorb Javies, I assume. The Thorough Spear, 74 kills. They probably used all their ammo. This is gonna be tough, guys. I'm getting a little nervous. I don't see it having a fantastic outcome. Time's just getting really, really short. You know what I mean? But it's not over. Obviously, there is still time left in the battle, so we'll see. But it's definitely getting a little iffy. Thorax Sword charging down the steps into the Parthian swordsman. Got the Galatian Legionaries, Celtic Slingers moving up. Now the Cav's moving up, so I wonder if... Oh, maybe he's just coming up to do the battle rhythm. Never mind. I was like, I wonder if he's actually going to try and get some charges in here against these Thorax swords. More Fierce Swords charging in again. I think this was the one we saw a little bit earlier, but it was switched out for a Celtic Warrior and now switched back in. So, good cycling here by the defenders. Yep, now the Cav coming in. Okay, Fierce Swords. They don't like Cav. It's a lightweight unit, right? Fierce Swords are a lightly armored, light mass unit. So, and they also don't have shield wall. So that's a good target there for those cavalry. You know, the Fierce Sword charged in and they said, boom, hit you right in the side. 75 kills on the Camel Cataphracts. Now we've got a Desert Cohort that's gone in, and now Galatian Legionaries going in. Got one Agema Spear. Fierce Sword. Break up. Get running. Yeah, this could be tough. Those Agema Spears are tough, man. It's a good unit. Syrian archers, I don't know what they're doing. They've got ammo because they have their bows, obviously, but I'm not sure what... They're not really shooting at anything. Now the Agema Spear General has gone into combat. Celtic Warriors in as well. Once again, just trying to give some cinematic views here. Uh-oh, that's not good. Look at that. Big gap. Big gap getting through there. But now this one Glacial Legionary is getting double teamed. You got Fierce Swords and Thorough Spears kind of flanking him. But it does kind of open up that area. And it kind of causes the defenders to go a little crazy, like, oh shit, oh no, look, they're going through here, go, you know, and it can force your enemies into bad decisions, right? When you're able to get a gap like that, it forces your other side, your enemies, to have to rush to try and fill the gap, right? And so even though that one unit is going to take a lot of damage from this kind of double team, one, it's a better unit than both of them, and two, it gives you that sense of urgency on their side to move. Let's go, go, go. And the more urgency there is to the matter, the more likely they are going to make a mistake. I got an Oathsworn in. He's got 1 Chevron with 105 kills. That's pretty good. But that Oathsworn is just getting hit really, really hard. So it looks like us as the attackers doing a pretty good job at taking advantage of the angles of attack here with our archers and slingers and such. The defenders were doing that really well for most of the game, but now we are able to start taking advantage of some of that, which is the hard part about defending this area and this area, is because archers from here can hit that, archers from here can hit that. So that can be a little bit difficult. Galatian Legionaries still holding in. They're actually doing pretty good. Now, the best thing we can do for ourselves is try to continue the pressure here. Oh, look at that. Another gap. Oh, no. Into the back of the other line. Now, once again, we're going to hurt a little bit because they're going to hit us here. But once again, that one back charge does a ton of damage to the morale, which, what does that cause? This unit to break, which will get us through. Good play. Well done, well done. Now, it does look like that Seleucid put his archers up top, and I think he's been trying to get some shots into this area here. Oh, man, the defenders seem to be kind of panicking. Okay, so it looks like they might have a chance to solidify here. So we got a Thorough Spear now set up, got a Gema General up here. Now, the Camel Cataphracts are still kind of running around and being a nuisance, but I think they might be able to solidify this now. The Gema General, I think, set up a little too... Oh, no. He went square formation, and now the heavy Numidian skirmishers just shooting right into the packed ranks of the square. Did they stop? Come on, give me another volley. Nope, no more volleys. I thought they had a chance to solidify the line, but it seems to really just be all out of order here. Now, if we can take advantage of this, we can turn this around. General's dead for Tylus. Seleucid is alive. Nervii... Where is Nervii's general? I think Nervii's general is still alive. Yeah, he's still alive. Pergamon is probably dead. I'm going to be honest with you about that. 33 men left. He's probably dead. See, does his other units aren't? Yeah, generally dead. There he is. Got the slingers that are out of ammo back here. Smart idea. Remember, I've talked about this before. Don't just throw these units away willy-nilly, okay? That's, what do we got? 200 men, literally, straight up. 200 men sitting here that are counting towards your army losses, right? Or counting against, I guess I should say. What I mean by that is, because they are still alive, then it's going to assist in keeping you from breaking. So in instances like this, where you are right on the edge of trying to hold out for time, then having those couple men alive can be a big difference maker, because it can help stop you from breaking, and allow you to hold out just long enough to win the battle. So I like that Pergamon did this, holding back those 2 units and not just throwing them away. It looks like Seleucid's going to do the exact opposite. Army losses is not kicking in yet. They still have well, literally as I say that, army losses kicks in. Oh, man. And that's it. Wow, I honestly didn't think we were going to win this battle. When 10 minutes ago, looking at where we were at, I was honestly convinced that this battle was lost. I was like, there's no way we're getting through all these units. There's no way we're going to be able to grind through them in that fashion. And we did. Honestly, before we go to kills, I think really what did it was this. Giving us those angles to hit the backs of their troops gave us a ton of kills. When you're in these areas here, those angles don't really exist that much. Let's go look at some kills and some players. So first off, we have myself as Galatia, 2,037 kills. Pretty healthy at the end, though. Archers, 2 of them did okay. 1 of them, meh. 93 on the Scorpion. Infantry, for the most part, did solid. Chevron on most of them. Centurion as Parthia, leading the game, 2,653. Look at that, 522, 243 as the cavalry. Infantry did pretty solid for the most part, 2 chevrons on a couple. Who's Mr. Bubbles? Says Carthage with 2,403 kills. His archers did really, really well. They didn't get a ton of chevrons, but they did pretty solid kills wise. Infantry did really good, 250 on a Libyan, 216 on 2 chevrons on a Samnite. Pedro Soares Macesu 2,385 kills. Numidian skirmishers did really good. Then look at the cohorts, 265, 252, 206. Well done. For the defenders, we've got Grey Wolf as Nervii with 1,748 kills. I think the Fierce Swords did him in. I think the squishiness, unfortunately, is what really was the downfall there. Zero as Pergamon with 2,336 kills. Let's see, the Game Spear is actually doing really well. 166, 163, but got a bunch of chevrons on him. Jingle Bell Rock, I'm not exactly sure who that is. 1,527 kills. Solid enough. Definitely seen better from Tribal Warriors, but okay. Ghost King as Seleucid, 1,318 kills. Archers, unfortunately, not so hot. And then infantry, honestly, I think was just a bit outmatched. Well, that is going to be it for today's battle. Thank you guys so much for joining. Don't forget that if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and we will see you guys next time.